Two. Okay, so mastering the boring parts of the journey. If we can have success in the boring parts of the journey, we can continue to have success forever. And I feel that that's where a lot of people will tend to fall off when things start to get repetitive, when progress isn't moving as fast as it once did, when it just feels like we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, cool. So this over. Okay, reality of long-term progress. Number one, progress isn't always exciting. True transformation really happens in repetitive phases. It's one phase after another, after another, after another. Now, there are parts of the journey that are extremely exciting, but honestly, there are parts of the journey where it just feels like you wake up and you go to the gym. You wake up, you hit your meals, you wake up, you hit your steps. It's just the same things over and over and over again. And results don't come from doing more. They come from doing things over and over and over again. So I think of honestly like my younger self or like when I first started this journey, and I really used to do like the most. Can I get more workouts in? Can I be even stricter with my diet? Can I try to like cheat the system? What is it that I have to do more of in order to get results? And I was stuck in that for so long, and it's almost like chasing something that you're like never reaching. You're on this treadmill and something's in front of you, but you're not actually grabbing it. And it makes the journey always consider like about that chase, the chase and never grabbing, right? What I've now learned, and over the past several years, I realized that my fitness journey has been a lot more peaceful simply because I've recognized that I have been making so many results, not necessarily in every single short term and every single 3 month and every single 6 months and every single 1 year. But if you combine all of that together, it really does make a difference, right? Some people like to say like, and it is true, like one workout isn't going to make or break you. You've missed a workout before, you've missed a week before. When you're 90% consistent, that really is the thing. But it is about showing up for every workout and treating it like it is super important and doing that every single day over and over and over and over again. So the beginning of our journey, it is chaotic, and that feels good. So when you first start, we get new meal plans, we're learning macros, we're adjusting workouts, you're figuring out your routine. And although a lot of people say, shit, the first couple of weeks is very overwhelming, I felt like it was a lot. We love to thrive off of chaos. We like to thrive off of things consistently changing. Can I get new calories? Can I get another like meal plan? Should I be something different? Like it feels exciting. It's motivating. Although at the same time, we're like, wait, that's very overwhelming. I don't want to learn new things all the time. The same, like, yeah, new things all the time. So it is contradicting. Like you wouldn't want the first, I know the first 3 weeks of Project Fit Chick are tough. They're a lot. You're learning a lot. And I guarantee you, if you had to do the first 3 weeks over a period of 6 months, that would be terrible because you would be constantly having to learn new things, right? But naturally, we thrive off that chaos, and we do want change. And I've gotten that out of a lot of you. Like, hey, I can tell you're constantly wanting to like change things, but I just need you to do the same thing over and over again. So once things become more structured and repetitive, that's where the mental work begins. That's where I go to the gym today and I'm going to go tomorrow and I'm going to do the same shit over and over and over again for the next year, simply because I understand the end goal. And simply because I'm here and I'm not in it just physically. Obviously, like I want this physical change, but I'm here mentally as well. And that mentally can cause patience. That mentally can feel like we're not doing enough. That mentally feels like I haven't made progress in the last 3 hours. So with that constant repetition and getting away from chaos, it's the mental side. And that's what I want to work on really today, is kind of just like opening up that new world for you. So there's 4 things that you have to do daily in Project Fit Chick. You have to get your workouts done. You have to get your steps in, and you have to get your meals or your macros, and you have to plan your day. The good thing is, if you plan your day or if you plan your week, you're going to get your workouts done, you're going to get your steps, and you're going to get your meals and your macros in. That's it. There's nothing else. Obviously, meal prepping goes into it. That's the hardest part. But even myself, other than these 3, because obviously 4 makes the 3 happen, other than this, There is nothing else that I do on a day-to-day basis. It's easier said than done because that involves waking up at 5 in the morning to go get my workouts in. That involves going after work to get my steps in. Like, yes, those are the hard parts, but when we narrow it down to the things that really need to get done, it's 4. Do them over and over and over and over again. Not only for your transformation that you are working towards to get stronger, to lean out, to feel better, to feel more confident, not only for that, but also when you're 60 years old, what's going to matter? The 10,000 steps that you got for the last 50 years because you are able to walk now. So right now it feels like, 10,000 steps, like that's so annoying. I have to go for a walk after lunch and I have to go for a walk all the time and after work and before work and like all these things. But when you're 60, when you're 70, when you're 80, when you're 90 and you're walking, it makes a big deal. Same thing with your workouts, same thing with the meals, same thing with the protein. That's when it's like, oh wow, I'm so happy that I made those 4 things over and over and over again. Next one. Now, when things get boring and when we feel like I'm not progressing or I'm not progressing fast enough, or maybe I'm like in a little plateau, a little sticking point, right? This feels hard because again, there's no rapid changes. Initial fat loss and strength gains, that will slow down and it will 100% slow down. I wish that I could have the strength gains that I used to have, like when I first started lifting, right? When you're first in your couple months, you hit PRs like crazy. You're probably hitting a PR almost every single week, if not at least every single month. If I hit 1 PR in a month, I am hyped. I am so hyped. But like, I can picture Angela, you probably had like 4 PRs in the past like 2 weeks. Like, you just started your journey and that's exciting. Now, when they start to slow down, I'm going to the gym. I haven't hit a PR in a while, but when I hit 1, I'm like, yes, we're going. 1 in the last like 4 weeks, right? That starts to slow down. It's part of the journey. Does that mean it stops? No. Does that mean that initial fat loss, when we initially lose weight and like a period of time and then at one point it sticks, that means that's just going to be the end? No, we keep going, right? Making sure that repetition, right? We cannot let it lose or decrease our motivation. Right. So what we are going to chase now is not necessarily those quick wins, but what is it that I want in the long term? And what is it that is going to create these long-term success? Now, something that I want you to also think about is long-term versus short-term goals. And I really, really believe that we overestimate. I've showed you this before, and like I should have brought that picture. When you envision your journey, it's like you're looking at like a picture of a very beautiful view. You're seeing the actual picture that's on the camera. I showed you my phone and I'm like, hey, look at this picture. But beyond that picture, there was a huge landscape and it was huge. So we tend to not see what is beyond that, not see the bigger picture beyond that small little picture that got taken on the phone. And we overestimate what we can achieve in the short term. We overestimate what's going to happen in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, even 2. And we underestimate what we can achieve in the long term. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. You have a lot of life to live. So just imagine the amount of progress that you are going to have. And I think it is such a beautiful thing. Like, I think one of the first people that kind of brought it up, I think probably like 2 people, is Anna being one of them. Obviously, she's been in the program for a while. When I asked her about her goals, she would literally say like, yeah, in 2 years, I want to do this. I'm like, 2 years? Damn. I guess that's a crazy way to say that, but like that makes sense. That's a big goal. Christine will also do the same thing, like in the next year, in the next 6 months, right? How can we start to envision that? Right? How can we start to create this vision of like, I am going to be unstoppable, and over the course of compounding over the years, progress comes beyond what we even thought we could possibly do. Now, phases that no one talks about, and phases that probably every single one of you will go through. It is the ones that are not, hey, you're going into a calorie deficit, I'm dropping your calories, and I want you to do more cardio. Because naturally we love that, right? It is stress management. Stress management cues that I give on weekly assessments is one of, I find, the most underestimated adjustment that I will give somebody. where I'm not adjusting anything, but your stress is really high right now and you have a lot going on. And I need you to manage your stress, because if you don't, then nothing else is going to fall into place. I know Cindy is probably like, yes, times like 10 million thousand. We've worked on that so many times and she's gotten so much better at it. But stress management is something that is a big part of the journey, but it's kind of annoying because it's not, hey, drop your calories, hey, do more of this, do more of that, do more of this. It's that mental work, but it makes a big difference. So if you ever get that point where you have a stressful week or 2 weeks or like a 1 month or like whatever, we understand that stress management is actually a phase in itself. And we have to see it as, this is not boring, this is not annoying. Oh my God, Nicole told me to journal. Like Nicole told me to plan my week. Like that's so annoying, but the more that your body is under stress, the less that you can progress. Another thing is better planning. That's another one that I understand that people get frustrated with like, hey, like I'm not losing weight. I'm like, you haven't been hitting your calories. Let's talk about that. Have you been planning out your week? Have you been planning out your macros? Or like, have you been doing XYZ? Oh no, I haven't. Okay, cool. Let's plan out your week better. And like, it just seems like this very simple thing, but it's a big part of the journey. A lot of things that we don't talk about. Now, both of these, if you're getting better at managing your stress and you're getting better at planning, those are really, really massive wins. Now, are they wins in the gym? Are they wins like on the scale, in the mirror, like all, etc.? Maybe, but usually not really. But we need to see these tiny little wins as big, big wins. If you can get a solid meal prep schedule in, I know Hillary, that was like huge for you. We changed one thing in like your meal prep and like, boom, started crushing her meal prep. Like, and it was like the most simple thing, but we need to see that as like a really massive win. Meal prepping for me is easy. I assume for Hillary, like meal prepping for you is probably boring now. It's simple. Like it's kind of just like on repeat over and over again. That's a fucking win. All right. So repetition. Another phase is the reverse phase, where we are increasing calories for whatever reason. At some point, we need to do this. Hey, we're getting you out of a diet. Hey, your body's not responding to low calorie. Hey, we need to increase calories for whatever reason. It is frustrating, but that is something that everybody will have to go through. Is it boring? Kind of. Is it frustrating? Yes. Is the scale moving? Maybe not so much. Will it in the long term? Yes. And maintenance phases. This is where we are learning how can we maintain the results that we've gotten in an increased calorie phase. I have had the most success in my fitness journey through maintenance phases, because for most of my, well, beginning like 10 years of my journey, I was always like focused on changing low calories, high calories, usually low, right? But I actually don't want to change right now, and I want to maintain this progress. Like I want to maintain these habits. You've lost X amount of weight or you've made X amount of progress. We're focusing on maintaining. This is the most boring. And this is where I usually tell people, hey, your check-ins for the next X amount of weeks are going to get super boring. And sometimes, which I love, like I'll get check-ins, be like, hey, boring check-in for you. Great, love it. We love a boring check-in because at one point you were thriving off chaos and everything was just like all over the place. So all of these, we don't really talk about so much. Everybody talks about calorie deficit, everybody talks about cardio, everybody talks about all these things. But if you see success in any of these, those are wins, and that means you're making progress. Especially if you're somebody that maybe you haven't maintained weight loss in the course of your life. Maybe every time you lost it, you gained it back. Maintaining your weight, that's a fucking huge win. Maintaining it for a year, oh my gosh, that's so good. Right? Did it change significantly over the next 6 months? No, but did you go up? No, and that's something that you haven't done before. So we need to start seeing these wins and see it again in the long-term journey. Now, how can we enjoy all of this that happens, right? That's more like a coaching thing. I obviously tell you, now you understand the why behind why we tell you these things. How can we actually enjoy this? How can we focus on non-scale victories? So how do you feel? Have your workouts improved? Has your strength improved? Has your endurance improved? Little things like that. You focus on that. The more that you can focus on your performance and how you feel and the gym, the like so much better success you will have. What does showing up mean to you? I put this on here because I realized I'm in a point in my journey where I'm not changing so much. I'm focused more on something completely different than just physique, even though it's always gonna be there. But something that really I have been seeing so much success as is like when I show up every single day, what does that mean to me? It means that I'm disciplined. It means that I'm dedicated. It means that I can show up in another area of my life. It means that I trust myself. It means that I have power. It means that I am strong. It means like all of these things. So when I see a week, when I see a year, when I see the fact that I've been showing up to all of my workouts, to all of my steps, hitting my like whatever, that means so much to me. And that is a huge part of where I see success, right? So that could be for anybody, right? Again, shifting from short-term goals to progress-based goals. Are you showing up? Are you hitting your macros? Are you getting better sleep? Those are all wins. And maybe for some people, we love to like gamify our progress. Tracking streaks. Some of you like to, I think it is Jackie, that she likes to even see her like most volume lifted. And that's like a thrill. Cool. Like I know that the app kind of like tells you things, like any way that you can just see more wins in your journey, that's what's going to help you continue to show up. Right. So find all of these wins. Now, the success mindset shift. Your results are a reflection of what you do consistently and not what you do when you are motivated. Remember that. Just show up. Don't want to go? I don't either. Didn't want to go this morning to the gym. Didn't want to go yesterday. I'm getting my period. Did I go? Yeah. Because if I only go when I'm motivated, there's no shot I'm going to make progress. Right? Phases are not plateaus. It's where your body actually adapts. So understand your phase. And if you're not understanding the phase that you're in, hey, why are my calories higher? Or like, why are they lower? Or like, why am I doing workouts 4 weeks in a row? Ask. Because the more that you understand what you're doing, and the more that we understand your phase, hey, we're in a stress management phase, we're in an increase phase, we're in a reverse diet phase, we're improving your metabolism phase. The more that you understand that, the more that you will actually be compliant for it, right? Reframing that boring to more so, I am mastering this. I am mastering meal prep so that it becomes second nature. I am mastering waking up at 5 in the morning until it becomes second nature. All of these small things, this is just a mindset shift. Nothing in your journey changes, but realistically, everything in your journey changes because it goes from a negative to a positive. And remember that at any point, if you are feeling like this is getting boring, this is like repetitive, when you commit to becoming the highest version of yourself, you are committing to an identity shift. When you commit to getting your steps in every single day, to working out, to being strong, you are committing to an identity shift. Being a fit person, being somebody that works out, working out, I had it once. The percentage of people that actually work out is so low. You are in a very small percentage of people, very small. So just imagine the amount of people that are getting workouts in, getting steps in, and paying attention to their nutrition. You're in like the top 1%, right? That is a complete identity shift. So you are not just working out, you are becoming a strong woman. You are not just eating better, you are becoming the goal-driven woman. You are not just like trying this. You haven't just try this program. You are working on yourself and there's no turning back from that. This is who you are now. You show up. You care about what goes inside your body. You meal prep not because you're going to hit your macros for the rest of your life, but because you're going to make sure that you fuel your body for the rest of your life. This is an identity shift. It is so beautiful. It is an abundant. You are so powerful. Like this is literally the highest version of yourself that you're showing up every single day. That's fucking kick ass. And that's pretty much it for that. I'm gonna leave it on that. I also added one point to the end of the lesson, which is a one random tip. So beyond the mindset shift, I hope this helps somebody to enjoy the boring, enjoy the repetition, enjoy the 4 things that we do every single day. I am probably, maybe, depending on how many questions I get throughout the week. I always get like random questions or, hey, we should do a lesson on like, it's a very small little topic. So I'm just going to add it to the end of lessons and I'm going to just call it one random tip. So one random tip that I have today is on gym etiquette. This is something that I don't know when I learned this, to be honest, but it can help maybe one of you. Working in. If you need something in the gym, ask somebody, how many sets do you have left? If they tell you that they have 1, obviously wait. If they tell you have 3 and it's like something that you can work in as, ask them if you can work in. I have realized that not everybody knows that that's like a thing. So like, depending on who I ask in the gym, hey, how many sets do you have left? she'll be like 3, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like kind of waiting for her to be like, do you want to work in with me? But if that's not a language that this person knows, just ask. Because when you're in between sets on a leg extension and you need the machine and the person's just kind of sitting there just waiting, they might not know that like working in is a thing. Maybe they're new, maybe they've never been to the gym, or maybe they're a little bit shy. So in terms of this gym etiquette, I do want you to go out of your way to, one, hey, how many sets you have left? If they say whatever, asking, can I work in with you? Or if somebody asks you how many sets that you have left, instead of just being like 3, just be like, I have 3, but we can work in. Because again, maybe on the other side, they don't really understand that like that's a thing and that's part of gym culture. And it's been a big thing for me. I know it's been a big thing for Maria as well. Again, she's very impatient, so she will not work in with anybody. She just wants to take over the entire gym. But like working out together, she's learning more. Okay, we have to make it work with like the people around us. So that is your one random tip today, along with our mindset call today. And remember, our motto, that food is love and strength is power, and that there is no turning back from this journey. So you better embrace the boring for the rest of your life. So working in means taking turns between sets. Yes. So basically, you're on the leg extension. Can I work in with you? That means you do your set, I do a set. You do a set, I do a set. So like while you rest, or while I rest, I get up and I get out of the way. So just ask if any of you works out with like a workout partner, or if workout partners ask you to work in, you can also, this is something that I do with Maria, because like I don't want to make you wait for 2 people. What we usually do is like, hey, can we work in with you? You do a set in between us. So it'll be like they do a set, Maria does a set. They do a set, I do a set. They do a set, Maria. So we take the L and we work, well, we wait longer, but realistically it's a little bit faster than just like waiting, just standing there. Which has worked for us. And if again, somebody partners just be like, can I, like partners go up to you, yeah, you guys can work in, but like, can I just go in between you guys every time? And then you'll be done much faster. Do we have any questions on today? Also, Juju, there's no like specific language. I'm sure you can say it like however. I feel like working in is just like a thing, possibly, but you can honestly say it however you want to say it. Any questions based on today? Today's lesson, anything that anybody would like to share based on today's lesson? Then I will let you guys go. Actually, I have 2 announcements and then I will let you guys go. Anything or any questions unrelated to today? That anything that popped up? Carla, do you have a question?
Are you scared?
Of
I'm coming for you.
I have hit my calories for like 2 weeks straight because of you, and also the news that's on here, because I'm like, if Carla can hit her calories, I can hit my calories. So no. Low-key, a little bit.
You're lucky we're not in the same country.
Maria's in the chat saying fight, fight, fight.
Oh, wasn't she talking Little Miss Friendly the other day? She can't watch.
All right. Yeah, she's like friendly competition. I literally looked at her and I'm like, no, no.
What's that?
No. Also, I want to make a big shout out to, obviously this kind of like just randomly happened where we've been talking about bench press, but like I would love to see somebody competing for like a 20-pound bench press. Like we should make this a universal thing where everybody has like a Project Fit Chick partner that we are just trying to outbench. So find your 15-pound PR girl or your 20-pound, 25, 30-pound, like find your person and talk shit to them. And it just honestly, it fuels me. It's fun. So you guys can have more fun too.
Talking shit. It brings people together.
Right, right. I'm at 30s. I gotta catch up to you. I love that. That's sick. Awesome. If you have any questions after this call, obviously let me know. Last 2 announcements. Number 1, Project Pitchick retreat. If you would like to come, take a look at the announcements. I can post it again. tomorrow. We have, I think, 3 people confirmed, which is super exciting. I am so happy. So if anybody would like to come, let me know. Make sure you take a look at that. I'm probably gonna just keep saying it because obviously we get like new members and whoever wants to join can join. So that's announcement number 1. If you have any questions on that, please shoot them my way. If you want to come to Colombia, fuck yes, come over here. And announcement number 2 is in 2 weeks, I will be going away. I will be going away to Costa Rica for a wedding. So that week, next week will be fine. But in 2 weeks, we will not have a group call. Check-ins will vary depending on the person. So we'll kind of give you either instructions for the next 2 weeks. We'll tell you, hey, you don't need to check in next week, or just shoot us a message, let us know. For anybody that's been here while I travel, you're kind of used to it already. It's really not that big of a deal. You don't even notice I'm gone. But yeah, that was my only announcement. Cool. Talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Have a wonderful week.